pettiest way you've ever gotten revenge on a terrible neighbor? For 5 years, my backyard turned into a dog bone graveyard, and I had no idea who was doing it. Every few weeks, I'd find these gnarly chunks scattered across my lawn while mowing. Big meaty bones, the kind you'd give a German shepherd. My yard is completely fenced in, so someone was deliberately throwing them over. Only one neighbor had dogs big enough for bones like that. Rick, this grumpy old guy next door who I'd barely spoken to in 5 years. I work night shifts, so we never crossed paths. But I had my suspicions. Instead of confronting him like a normal person, I just collected every single bone in a storage container in my garage. Call it evidence. Call it obsession. I had probably 100 bones saved up over the years. Then one Tuesday afternoon, I came home early from work and caught him red-handed. I'm pulling into my driveway and I see this a-hole literally lob something over our shared fence. He was cutting his grass and didn't want to deal with whatever his dogs had left in his yard. So he just chucked it into mine like I'm his personal garbage dump. That's when I knew for sure Rick was my bone bandit. I sat in my car for a minute, watching him push his mower around like nothing happened. The audacity was breathtaking. I could have marched over there and confronted him, but Rick struck me as the type who'd just deny it or get worse out of spite. So I decided on a different approach. That evening, right at sundown when the whole neighborhood was settling in for dinner, I went outside with my collection. 5 years worth of dog bones. I started hurling them back over the fence, one by one. Chunk after chunk after chunk. It took me 30 minutes to empty that container. The sound of bones hitting his deck, his patio furniture, his perfectly manicured lawn. It was the most therapeutic 30 minutes of my life. I could hear his dogs going absolutely insane on the other side of the fence. Barking, scratching, probably thinking Christmas came early. Rick's back door slammed open, and I heard him yelling at the dogs to get inside. But he never said a word to me. What could he say? Hey, stop throwing back the bones I've been illegally dumping in your yard for 5 years? The man was caught in his own trap. A week later, we both happened to be leaving our houses at the same time. First time I'd seen Rick up close in months. His face looked like he'd been sucking on lemons for a week straight. Pure, concentrated irritation. I couldn't help myself. I gave him the biggest, most innocent smile and waved like we were old friends. He just stared at me with this death glare and got in his car without saying a word. That was 6 months ago. Haven't found a single bone in my yard since. My grass has never looked better. Rick still won't make eye contact when he sees me outside. Sometimes I catch him peeking through his kitchen window when I'm in my backyard, probably making sure I'm not planning any more midnight bone deliveries. The best part? His dogs still go crazy every time they're outside, probably hoping for another bone bonanza that's never coming. Have you ever had a neighbor who thought your property was their personal dumping ground? Did they learn their lesson as quickly as Rick did? Let me know in the comments below.